Up and Ready Radio, as promised, right on time. We are the big advocate here at All Eyes Management and Art Time Promotion for the independent artists, trying to make they come up, trying to get back, trying to make their impact on hip hop. And this right here is somebody that is no different. So I would like to introduce y'all our special guest, RavP. What's going on, Playboy?
What's good? What's good? What's good? Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking time off. We know we got a big show tonight. Thanks for taking some time off to give us a little interview, give us a little preview of what's going on, man. Thanks for coming on.
No doubt, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You sound tired already. You ain't even on stage yet.
Oh man, just been running around. You know, it's raining out here in Jersey, so you know, weather trying to bring my morale down, but I won't let it.
Absolutely, because you know it ain't gonna do me ain't doing me no favor, but it ain't making me no never mind, because I had to go through Jersey here and do this interview, man. So I appreciate you being here. Yo, for those of you who don't, for those of our video people, you know, who are not very familiar with RavP, let them know who he is, man. Who is RavP? Let them know. Introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, RavP. I'm an artist producer straight out of Jersey, born and raised. Spent a little time in VA. Atlanta is also like a third home to me. But you know, I started off just producing. That's where the name RavP comes from. It comes from Ravenous Productions. You know, I sold a lot of beats independently. I also produced a track for Ransom, and a few other cats worked with Lobson when he was working with the Locks and everything. You know, I've been in Wyclef Studio a couple times, you know, just little thing and dabbling every now and then with the production side. But, you know, as I was trying to sell my beats, you know, it was just like I just got tired of the politics in the game, you know, because it's like, you know, my beats is hot, you know, and I can have a beat just as hot as the next person, but if you don't have the right representation, you know, it really don't make no difference. So, you know, I was rapping all my life, too, so it was like, you know, I never really looked at it like, you know, it's a dream that, you know, I just want to blow up and be like that biggest rapper, you know. It's just talent for me, you know. It's just like, it was therapy for me to write a song about, you know, what I felt. You know, so after a while, it was just like, you know, again, I've been rapping all my life, but I really didn't start taking the career aspect of it seriously until like 3 years ago. So, you know, now I'm just going dumb hard, you know, just going dumb hard with the team and everybody supporting me, you know, just trying to get this good music out there.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you talked about your beginnings, because I'm about to hit you with the brown sugar question.
Yeah.
The brown sugar question basically is, when did you fall in love with hip-hop?
Oh, man, I fell in love with hip-hop. I'm going to say it was when my brothers introduced me to the OGC album at Helter Skelter. And it was I believe I was real young. I just remember seeing their faces. It was like on a mountain or something like that. They had their faces imprinted on a mountain. And the Locks album. And when I really, it was Locks, Money, Power, Respect, I believe. And then it was the Firm album. When I heard that Affirmative Action, man, and I heard how AZ came on, it just like, that I'd never forget those chills that I got. You know what I mean? And I just knew, I knew that hip-hop was powerful, because it's just like, you know, a lot of hip-hop artists for me growing up, you know what I mean, those were my father figures growing up. You know, I grew up fatherless, you know, single-parent home and everything. So, you know, it's just like, that's when I knew that, like, hip-hop was my life, because it was just like, it was my everything.
Yeah, that's where passion comes from, God. That's where the drive to get into this business. And I want to talk to you about the drive, because a lot of people are thinking that hip hop is dead. A lot of people are talking about, you know, they're not getting the true fiber, the true flavor that hip hop is about. Tell us about the kind of hip hop you do, and what do you think about the state of hip hop these days?
Well, the hip hop I do, it's from the heart. You know, it's real. You know, I'm gonna. It's a confession to me. You know, it's just like going into a booth with a preacher and confessing. You know, that's what music is and hip hop is to me. You know, and it's just being able to spread knowledge as well as, you know, having fun with it. You know, it is entertainment. This is a business, and I understand that. But, you know, the best-selling artists of all time in hip-hop, though, are dope MCs. They started off as MCs, and a lot of people forget that, that they started off as MCing, you know what I mean? And the people who gravitate to those artists, people who respect that real music. As far as, like, the state of hip-hop today, I feel, everything is a cycle, man. Everything is a cycle. Everything circulates. There was one point where Cali was running it, and then New York was running it. Now Atlanta's running it. And, and I feel like, as time goes on in the 80s, I feel like, there was a lot of dance records. And then in the 90s, the rock, my era is a lot of that golden era, that soulful, that real talk, reality rap. And then, back in 2000, it went back to the dancing again. And now we turning around, and I feel like people are tired of dancing. People want to hear that real talk. People want to hear that real rap. J. Cole is the #1 selling artist right now. So it's just obvious to me that, that real MCing has come back. Real hip-hop's coming back. And if you don't believe so, you're not really paying attention.
Yeah, people do need to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah,
because
there's a lot of talent out here. There's a lot of talented independent artists. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of whack rappers. There's a lot of people, not really. A lot of people, in my opinion, kind of just wasting time in a sense, But at the end of the day, like, there's so much good music. And there's so many dope rappers out there. It's just like you just gotta look for them, and you gotta support. You gotta support the genre.
Absolutely, and that's what we about here at All Odds Management, All Time Promotions. And speaking of which, as we cut from the questions a little bit, I have a proposal for you, sir.
Yeah.
As I just mentioned a few minutes ago, we have our very first. We have the inaugural All Odds Management, All Time Promotions mixtape DVD, and we would be honored, sir, if you could just certain artists are coming out, we would appreciate if you can lend your talent to that DVD, if that's your wish.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to make sure this is the correct number. It's a 201 number. This is a Jersey number, so I'm going to talk to you directly afterwards, man. We really need to get into the business, man.
Word, I'm with it.
All right. Back to being Brian Gumble. We heard from another artist earlier about the trials and tribulations of being an independent artist.
Yeah.
Describe some of the ups and downs you've been going through to get to this point and going forward in the future.
Oh man, dealing with getting offered deals, and you work so hard and you finally get an offer, and then the offers be bullshit. It's just like the offers, they're slave deals, and just really trying to surround yourself with the proper team that has your back, because it's like a lot of people, have their own agendas and their own drive of what they want to do, and it's like a lot of the times it's not necessarily all for what, it's not supporting what you're trying to do, and me speaking as an artist, so it's just like trying to find the right people. I felt like, what else I dealt with? Man, I dealt with a lot of stories in this industry, man. I done been through the runaround. I done dealt with a producer who was he was pretending to be a big producer in the game, that placed a lot of beats for Jay-Z and Nas and Freeway, all sorts of big rappers, and I was running with him for like a year straight, and he really had me believing that, he was this producer, and, he just had some dope beats, and he was just trying to keep me on board and gas me up so I would stay on board with him, I guess, because he felt I was talented. Dealing with fake management, management that's, not knowing what they're doing and putting me in the wrong direction. And again, man, just like trying to build a team, trying to build a team. I will say, if any artists is out there listening now, like, with me, I've been doing music all my life, but it wasn't until like 2-3 years ago where things started taking off. And the only reason it started taking off is because I stopped sitting around and waiting for somebody to do something for me, and I took my career into my own hands. I said, I'm going to be my own manager, my own PR, my own engineer, everything, because everybody's not going to have your best interest in mind. So, just going through the learning curve, man. That's really it.
Absolutely, man. And it's sort of like being in the workforce, as I've noticed that you've named your mixtape the unemployment check, if I'm correct.
Yeah. That's really it's like an album series, but it's just a mixtape I call it too because it's giveaway music. But unemployment check series, that's all original music. And yeah, man, that's my story right there. I started off, going to school, trying to get an education. I do have my degree, but it was just like the runaround I had to do to get that, and the amount of debt that I got put in. It's just like it makes me wonder if it was worth it. And then again, I worked for a good company for a few years, and I'm still pursuing music at the same time, but I dedicated a lot of my life to this company. And then, they turned around and laid me off, just like, the rest of the millions of Americans that got laid off in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? And, and I'm just telling that side of the story, man, because it's like a lot of people talk about partying and, money and bullshit, and it's like there's a lot of real-life issues, including the unemployment rate and just this recession and, there's a lot of things that need to be touched, I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm a political rapper and every single song you're going to hear from me is about the unemployment rate or whatever, but I will touch on it, and in an entertaining